92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil, and I also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. And what we're gonna get into tonight, all right, is dealing with, total collapse, because what we're about to see, all right, in the earth is a total collapse of everything. You see, there's going to be a collapse in the money. There's going to be a collapse in the food supply chain. There's going to be a collapse, all right, in law enforcement, collapse in jobs. We finna just see a total, all right, collapse, all right, in everything, man. It's gonna hit America the worst because America is the top nation. So America has the the largest, the longest fall to the bottom, which is gonna be the hardest because America, is at the top, just like the brother said. All right, the brother Gashan 72. If you could, brother, put Second Ezra 6 and 22 as well. But this is Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, all right, with dust represents confusion and also a place of a low degree, all right, because the earth, all right, is the lowest of the low, and it says, come down, all right, and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And see, America is about to fall from that top spot, and it's going to be very, very violent, all right? And it's going to be very, very miserable, man. This place is known for its entertainment, its nightlife, its convenience, for having abundance and everything. So imagine, how hard this fall is going to be for America, man. It has the world reserve currency, So this place is about to take a hard fall. When you go into it, when you get Second Ezra 6 and 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, see, these things are going to happen quick because people don't understand that pretty much America is running off reserves, because the farmers were paid to destroy crops. All right. So the crops they're really supposed to be harvested, this year, going into next year, have been destroyed. So America is running on fumes and people don't understand it. That's why I say the storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, because once once that surplus run out, all right, and it ain't been nothing replacing it, it's gonna be empty, man. Quick. All right. These stores and these shelves gonna be emptied out quick because they're making sure that the food supply chain, is being hindered so much that it won't be able to replenish, all right, when these things run out, and people, all right, have this mind frame. If a brother can get second Ezra 16, 21, and 22, because people have this mind frame as if since they can tailgate this weekend. They looking at all the people grilling and cooking. And, they feasting on the weekend. And, tailgating or going to the bar and all you can eat wings. People think that's gonna be perpetual. All right. People think that's gonna be a perpetual way of existing. You know, but they don't understand, man, that there's a great famine brewing up, and even the elites, all right, which are orchestrating it, you know, Yahweh Shema Shah is put the spirit on these on these wicked men to do this, man. All right, it don't matter about how the famine is gonna come about. The thing is it's a famine, you know, how and when and what all played a factor in it, doesn't matter as much as the actual famine. Now we watch these things and we build up and we understand, all right, that the elites are orchestrating a lot of these things, but who's all right, who has a hand in the back of the elites, man? It's Yahweh Shema Shai, you know. This is second Ezra 16 and 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. You see? So like I said, and that's from the brother by Young Yashala, but like I was saying, like people have this mind frame, like they can go to work, get off work, go by Zasby, still get the wings and things, all right? Still take the family out to Applebee's on Friday, 2 for $25, whatever. And people think that they've been doing it for so long and so repetitive that, they don't see what's happening in the background, man. All right. Cause see, the elites don't want you to be prepared. They don't want you to be on edge. They want you to be living comfortably, carefree. And then they hit all of a sudden. That's how a snap works. Like that's how a trap works. A trap works by what something being careless and walking carelessly into the trap, and then what happened? That trap clap on them. You see? So that's how the trap works. It wants you to be comfortable and carefree, but once it clap down, it got you, and that's what we're about to see happening, on a major scale. All right, there's gonna be a total collapse of everything, man. All right, so reading on. Um, this is by Young Yashala, second Ezra 16:22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape of the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see, because guess what? When people are not eating, all right, what you think going to happen, especially in America, the land of the most armed civilians? All right, where the civilians have the most weaponry. You see? So I'm gonna read this precept from the brother, then I'm gonna get into this video, you know. But what you think gonna happen when the food supply is short and this is the most armed, country on earth, America, man. All right, you have all these people, they're gonna be starving, they're not gonna be able to get their fix, as far as their drugs. You see? What you think is gonna happen, man? Let me get it queued up.
Okay, today is June 1st. Please say your name and spell.
All right, so when you read, this is from the brother Anah, this GMS look up, and it says Ezekiel 4:16 said, moreover, he said to me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they are saying they shall eat bread by weight and with care. You see? They say you're gonna eat bread by weight and with care. Yeah, it's gonna be some small rationing going on. They say you're gonna eat it with care. So it ain't gonna be all right, you go get you 3 McGriddles in the morning, you know. You go to Taco Bell, get you, 7 soft tacos for, $3.80, and then after work, all right, you might stop at Golden Corral, you know. It ain't gonna be that type of daily routine anymore, man. Gonna be rationing things out. One bottle of water might have to last you a week. It's gonna get real bad in America, man. This place is used to having abundance and surplus and everything, but it's gonna get real bad. The Most High is gonna break the pride, man. That family is gonna be one of the major things that breaks pride, man. Because what's popular in America on social media? Taking pictures of your plate, all right? Every time you eat, you know, this old silly shit, breakfast flow, lunch flow, you know, seafood for me, all that old crazy shit. Well, no, all right? It's gonna be one bottle of water amongst 8 people, you want all right, a sip a day, you know, probably 3 zebra cakes, some shit like that, and you gonna be through. All right. And it says, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment through, not knowing where your next meal gonna come from. And eventually, all right, you gonna start cooking up little man. All right, little Duntavius. That's gonna be the plate, because why? Majority of our people chose to neglect the fear, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right. So let's get this. Let me share it real quick. So this is let it go back. But this is, come on, man. This is from the channel, the YouTube channel called for Uprising. Let me see. He usually has pretty, decent content.
And of course, we know that they've been talking about the cargo ships that are sitting on.
Yeah, I think he's a Christian, but some of them Edomite Christians have a zeal, for current events. All right, but the niggas, All right, the black, all right, Christian church, is the most less informed group of people on earth, man. But he goes to a few things. So I'm gonna let play for the most part, and I'm gonna interject, here and there. But yeah, man, it's getting bare. Shelves are getting bare, man.
Talking about the food shortage that is coming. And of course, we know that they've been talking about the cargo ships that are sitting offshore. Nothing's getting delivered. And they're trying to explain this away because of a shortage of truck drivers and labor workers, which is a total. Look, we know it's about the Great Reset, and it's about destroying the economy. So it's going to bring upon inflation, destroy the dollar. This is how we get to the digital currency. This is all the stuff we've all been talking about for a long time. But what's important to note, and the reason I'm talking about it again is to show you the pattern here, because now we're moving on from a shortage of products, a shortage of Christmas gifts they've been warning about, a shortage of Halloween costumes for the people out there who celebrate that stuff, to moving towards a shortage of food. And they're telling people to be prepared that this is a new normal. Now I'm going to show you the repetition in the pattern because all the local news affiliates are reporting on it, from Atlanta to Arizona to LA to Wisconsin, everywhere, Orlando. They're talking about how there's a shortage of food. And then nationally, they're telling you what things are not going to be on the shelves. Like last year, of course, we remember there was a lack of toilet paper. For most of last year, they kept talking about that and putting limits on stuff as well. And also, all of this has to do with limits of how much you can buy. They don't want anyone hoarding because they don't want people to have food supplies. They want you to be dependent on getting fed by Big Brother, very much like Soylent Green. So they're telling you it's the new normal to expect nothing on the shelves. I'll talk to you after these clips about why and what can be done.
If you've been to the store lately, you may have been met with scenes like this. Empty shelves, from the cereal aisle to deodorant, paper goods, everyday items in increasingly short supply. Data from last week shows that beverages were out of stock at the nation's grocery stores. 14% of snack foods and 13% of frozen items out of stock.
Makes me kind of angry. Like, why?
It's the latest effective shipping and distribution delays that have hampered nearly every business in America.
Something is interrupted somewhere in the food chain, whether it's packaging or containers or labor or the trucking to get it off the warehouse stock.
Dozens of cargo ships are still lingering out at sea, while trucks, railways, and warehouses remain understaffed.
We're buying more products than ever before, whether they be online, pickup in stores, or at big box retailers, and the American importer is struggling to keep up with that demand.
Big box retailers like Target, Costco, and Home Depot are all scrambling to make sure shelves stay stocked ahead of the holiday surge. Costco and Sam's Club have started limiting how many paper products and cleaning supplies customers can buy, while Walmart, the country's largest retailer, announced unprecedented steps to make sure products arrive on time, like chartering its own cargo ships, diverting shipments through less congested ports and rail stations, and hiring more than 20,000 permanent supply chain workers to help move products through its facilities. The bargain online retailer Overstock.com is struggling to keep its warehouses stocked. Its CEO warning customers the challenges are here to stay.
I think it's for a time, the new normal. I think we can expect this well into 2022.
So as we head into the holiday season, here are some tips for buying food and gifts.
Plan ahead.
Start shopping now for non-perishables you'll need for holiday dinners. Consider buying and freezing things like turkey and other meat when you see it in stock. Look for generic brands. And build those potential price hikes into your budget. Meals and presents will probably cost more this year.
All right. Not what anyone wants to hear, but experts say their number one tip, guys, don't stockpile. They say you're not going to need it, and it only makes the problem worse.
Yeah, and the main thing they're gonna tell you not to do, is panic buy. But as we see these things coming, and if you have, the resources, to get things, it wouldn't be wicked, Now if you just stockpiling crazy, noodles falling out the, the buggy, you're doing too much. But if you can get a little extra, get a little extra while you out, you brothers, especially, you're overseeing families, so it would be wise to do so. But at the end of the day, we understand that, the elect gonna be good, we're gonna be wise, all right. But at the end game is we're gonna be good. Now this is get this from the brother GMS Anah, all right. Brother Anah GMS, look up. This is Ezekiel 14:13. It says, "Son of man, if a country sins against me by being unfaithful, and I stretch out my hand against it to cut off its food supply," tough, all right, "and send famine upon it and kill its people," all right, "and their animals." You see? So Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, is about to cause, all right, the earth to suffer, especially here in America, because America has been, the pinnacle of wickedness in the earth, the source of wickedness in the earth, man. So it's gonna see the most brutal conditions that the earth has ever seen. It's gonna be the most violent, impoverished, environment, that the earth has ever seen, man. And we're seeing the build-up. We're just watching the build-up.
There's just nothing on the shelves, and it's taking forever. So I'm hopping from store to store to get what I need, and it's not there.
Now, finding what you need at the grocery store is getting to be a bit more challenging in some cases. You may have noticed a few empty spots on some store shelves.
Yeah, grocery stores here in the Valley and country are dealing with a shortage of certain foods and other items. Jason Berry's live. Will this ease up anytime soon?
Well, by no means should anyone panic and rush out to buy a crate full of toilet paper or paper towels, but there is a significant shortage of assorted groceries that could last well into next year.
Take a stroll down a few aisles of your favorite grocery store, and chances are you'll see this or this. Empty shelves with some of your favorite items missing.
I've noticed today the shelves look a lot different. I had to switch from our usual salmon over to the chicken because they didn't have full stock what they usually have.
Jennifer Cabello of Phoenix had to stop by several stores to get everything she needs.
I went to get distilled water, and the shelves are just completely empty. So I'm lucky I got what I did for right now for work.
A nationwide shortage of goods and supplies is having a major impact on your local grocery store. The latest numbers we have show 16% of beverages, 14% of snack foods, and 14% of frozen items are out of stock. And that's helping drive up prices on just about everything.
The national chains are...
Mark Miller is president of the Arizona Food Marketing Alliance. He says there are a number of reasons for what's going on. High demand for groceries, not enough workers at manufacturing plants and warehouses, a lack of truck drivers to make deliveries, and an ongoing supply chain backup.
It's not our economy, it's a global economy. And everything that is on our shelf is coming from all parts of the world. Spices and teas and coffees and flavoring. It's coming in through the ports that you're seeing. And that is...
And what he just said, pretty much let you know, that this is Babylon. He talk about this a global economy because all these economies are attached to the dollar. See, when the news, when they do the news special breaking news that the dollar is crashed, it's not just for America. That's a global, all right. It's gonna be a global market crash, man. You see, and then he talked about the spices and things, being imported to America, letting you know that what this is Babylon the Great, spoken of in Revelation. Now, when you go to Revelation chapter 18, all right, verse 8, it said, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine. You see how famine is always in the mix. Death, mourning, and famine. All right. And she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judges her, letting us know that this is going to be post, all right, destruction of America. This is how these nations, this is what's going to be going through their minds after America is destroyed, after she's judged, all right, with fire. All right. But before the judgment, what's going to happen? Mourning, famine, and death, man. And we're seeing the build up to it. You see, we really have to understand what this is building up to, man. It's finna be a madhouse in America, man. And if the Lord doesn't have a particular spirit, on us in these times, nobody gonna make it, man. But see, it's written for an elect to get the victory, man. Verse 9 says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Yeah, so after World War III, after missiles done hit, all right, the elect, has been, delivered in the chariots. This is going to be the scene on earth. And it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour, all right, is thy judgment come. Yeah, because you had, China, they just recently tested, hypersonic missiles, traveling at, close to 4,000 miles an hour, So it's not going to take long, from the missiles to get to China, come across the Pacific, to get to America, man. Then Russia has hypersonic, so everything is lining up, all right, detail for detail according to prophecy, man. This place is going to be destroyed in an hour, man. All this wickedness, all the pomp and pride and the boasting of America, who can make war with the beast, the pride of America is going to be brought to naught in the hour, man. That's going to be Yahweh Shema Shah showcasing his power. And it says, verse 11, it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Yeah, because America is known for consumerism. So when, when the consumers are completely destroyed, because America is a cash cow for these other nations, man. So when it's destroyed in nuclear destruction, man, all right, these nations are going to feel some type of way, And it says, and this the point, and it says the merchandise of gold and of silver and of precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and thyine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron, of marble and of cinnamon and odors and ointments, all right, and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all these things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, man. So we're seeing a gradual, build up to that. But the post-destruction, these nations, they're gonna bewail America, man, because this is, was the main place of import, for foreign goods, man. You see? Let's go back to the video.
Affecting some of the finished products that actually hit the grocery stores.
The toughest things to find right now are any items in plastic bottles, beverages, dishwash soap, cleaners. Paper goods are also in short supply. Experts predict these items will remain hard to come by through the holidays.
the supply chain is going to continue to get pressed for a couple more months.
Welcome back. More shoppers across the country are finding store shelves empty, the result of major problems within the supply chain.
With ships stranded at sea and a lack of workers to move the products, the question now is what's being done and how long is this going to last?
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the very latest.
This morning, the supply chain crisis, blamed for empty store shelves across the country. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo expects some improvement by Christmas.
We're going to fix this. We are going to fix it. It's just, going to take a little time.
Raimondo highlighting recent steps taken by the Biden administration to address the bottlenecks, including opening the port of Los Angeles 24/7. But some experts say the problems will have far-reaching effects, possibly lasting through next year.
This could be something that will be well into next Christmas, to be honest with you.
Across the globe, products like toys, shoes, and cars are stranded on shipping containers, boats, trains, and trucks. Experts blame the gridlock on several factors, including skyrocketing shipping costs and a shortage of service workers and truck drivers. All this while the post-pandemic demand from consumers vastly outpaces supply.
And again, this is about destroying the economy. This is about limiting what people have. Now, the things that they're warning people about specifically here, this is like round one of the food shortage that they're beginning, because this is the thing they're rolling out now. Chicken, coffee, diapers, which is going to be a big thing, right? So instead of moving from toilet paper, they're moving to diapers here. Fish sticks, and then this is another important one, frozen meals. So there's a reason they don't want you to have access to frozen meals, because frozen meals are things that you can keep for a long time in your freezer in case there is a massive food shortage. Now, of course, it's not the most delicious food in the world, but it's not going to perish in a couple of days like getting something, that would perish in a couple of days, some type of fresh meat, even though, yes, you can freeze that. Of course, we're also seeing a spike in the prices of these things, right? And that's part of the destruction of the economy. Pork is now, the prices of pork is going through the roof. There's been reports about bacon over the last couple of months going through the roof. They're going to see that as well. This is the Great Reset. And this is why it should drive everybody insane, is that these people have openly talked about doing this, how they want to do this, how we need a great reset, how now's the time for it. And it's not like this was just a group of people up the street talking about it, or a group of liberal people in a room. This is leaders from the governments around the world who were meeting right before all this stuff happened. It coincidentally happened. And now they're like, oh, this will work out because this whole thing happened. Now we can have the Great Reset. Oh, what a coincidence. And then we're going to have cargo ships sitting in the ocean and tell people that we can't get deliveries because there's a lack of truck drivers, instead of telling people maybe we shouldn't mandate potions on everybody so that we don't have a problem in the job market where we don't have people to deliver these products, right? But instead, they just come out and say, "Oh, no one's driving. We have a labor shortage." You have a labor shortage because people are losing their jobs left and right, because you're going to destroy the middle class. You're going to destroy the dollar. You are going to take total control. And it's so easy to see. I can't believe that there's so many people that refuse to see this. Okay, other things that they're talking about shortages of are gourmet spices. I mean, not that that's a big deal. Rice Krispie treats, Sour Patch Kids. There will be a shortage of paper towels and toilet paper, of course. And again, this.
Now, he made the point, that he don't see, how people can't see it. All right. But when you, go to Job, not Job, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3 and 4, if a brother can post it. All right. And this is from the brother GMS. Look up. This is Job 18:11. Says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. Now, this is speaking of Esau, Edom. All right. Because he's been in the comfort of his rulership, for centuries. But now, all right, as this thing is shaking up and there's going to be things happen, that he can't, control. All right. He's finna be driven to his feet. You see? And when you go to because when you're driven to your feet, that means what? You're not in your comfort anymore. Now you're in the position of being alert. All right. It said this is Matthew, this is Brother Prince Yanazar, 144K. This is Matthew 13:16. It said, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Yeah. So you have a majority of our people that's oblivious, you know, to what's going on. You know, if a brother can put that definition, oblivious, you know, the definition to oblivious, because, you know, it's amazing to him that people can't see it. But we fully understand why. All right. And they're dealing with Jake. All right. The hell with the heathen, you know. Well, dealing with Jake, we understand why the majority of our people, you know, can't see it. Now, this is 2 Corinthians 4:3 said, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Hey, because within the gospel contains prophecy, and the prophecies speak, you know, about the chaos and the times that's to come. You know, it speak about these things. The only reason we're going into these things because it's a part of prophecy, you know, which is part of the gospel. You see? So if our gospel, the good news, because at the end of the day, all right, we know what's beyond, you know, this chaos, man. And then even within this chaos, you know, we have the comfort and the good news that, you know, we're, all right, going to be cared for, man. You know, if you can put verse 4 up there for me, 2 Corinthians 4:4. You see? Now, when you go, all right, when you go into that word oblivious, all right, this from the brother Kabar Dama Ba. All right, oblivious. You know, we hear that word thrown around. But what does it mean? It says not aware of or not concerned about what is happening around one. All right. And you think a nigga is concerned about what's happening around them outside of sports and nigga culture? You know? Jake is oblivious, man. This is another one. This is from GMS. Hold on. All right, this is GMS. Pray always, hope for elect. It says this is oblivious. It says lacking remembrance, memory, or mindful attention, lacking active conscious knowledge or awareness. Yeah. You sleep. All right. The scripture says it's high time to awake out of sleep. Because when you sleep, you're lacking active conscious knowledge or awareness, man. You know? Yeah, you know, Esau be being petty, brother. You know? Yeah, this is the brother occupied till I come. All right, 2 Corinthians 4:4. It says, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. You know? So he like, you know, I don't see how people can't get it. Well, they're blinded. And by the powers of this world, which is who? Esau, Edom. You know, they control the media. That's why they pushing so hard for censorship, because they want to dictate the narrative, man. That keeps people, you know, in that oblivious mind frame. All right.
Still be a limit. You go to the store, you can get one thing of toilet paper, right? And it's not about, you know, them worrying about if somebody else is going to have toilet paper or you're going to have too much. It's about control. It's about controlling how much you can have, what you can have. That's the same thing with this whole wages thing. This isn't about them caring about quality of who makes what compared to whom. It's about controlling what you make and control of, not just the flow of resources, the flow of wealth, the flow of everything. Massive total control. And that also has to do with AI and everything else that's going on. So they're ready now. They're rolling this second wave, so to speak, of this food shortage crisis. And the best excuse that they have is a lack of drivers. That's the best excuse that they have. Oh, and a lack of production at these food places, the manufacturers, a lack of employees there. Instead of going, well, maybe it's, instead of making it mandatory for people to take the magic potion, we should decide if it's more important for people to eat and have food compared to getting the flu. I mean, it's so easy. Any world leader would come in and say, all right, if this wasn't a new world order all around, they'd come in and they'd say, okay, right? If this was really going on with the food shortages out on these, these cargo ships, the manufacturers who are paying for all of this would figure out a way to get drivers down there to pick up their loads of food. Otherwise, they go, we're going to lose millions of dollars potentially here. The food's going to spoil or whatever else is coming in. We're not going to make money for the holidays. We're going to go out of business. So we'd figure out a way to get drivers there, whether it's the double guys' salaries, whether it's to be the actual owner of these places yourself and drive out there with your own truck, rent a U-Haul, and go and get it. There's no, nobody comes up with a resolution. It's just like, yeah, and it's just sitting there out there, right? And what do they tell you on the news? Like, oh, Buttigieg, he's been home. He's the one who's supposed to be in charge of this, and he's been home being a father with.
No, there's some pure madness. Now, Buttigieg, the politician, all right, the funny guy, the Mo, but he's supposed to be over these things, and he's on paternity leave, all right. His guy, all right. It's so wicked you can't even say it, but his guy, all right. They have a child. And he's on paternity leave like a woman would be, when she's pregnant, man. Bugged out, man. And this is part of the reason that the suffering, is gonna come so hard, all right, to America, man. This is bugged the hell out. A man on paternity leave as if, and yeah, it's finished. You won't go into it, but he's supposed to be over this, and and he's just a scapegoat, But this is nothing but a a controlled demolition. What we're seeing. All right, it's a controlled demolition. Let me see. See if I can find definition. Yep. But yeah, we're watching, a controlled demolition, from the elites and ultimately from Yahweh Shem Shai. And they're going to continue to break this place down to it's a total collapse, because they're going to attempt to do a total reset, but they're not, going to achieve their enterprise.
His husband, oh man, the New World Order, folks. The New World Order. It's laughable how obvious it is and how stupid people are if they don't see what they're doing. And people think it's a good thing. They're like, oh, I didn't know until recently that liberals were anti-capitalism. I mean, you got to be nuts. You want them to control the source of cash flow so that they can hoard it all and then we can all just be slaves? I mean, just because you're not smart enough to get, to make more money, then that's fine. Or I mean, you don't want these people to have all the food, all the resources. I mean, and that's another thing too, which just shows you that this is all so rigged and planned. All these cargo ships that are sitting out there, the products, there's like two people at the top of the chain who own all the stores and all the groceries and all the retail stores, and it filters down, right? Walmart, Target, but the same people own, Kellogg's and so forth and so on. Yeah, I'm sure they're not in on this because, like I said, wouldn't they go out there? Wouldn't they figure out a way to stop this from happening? I mean, we can all sit here and figure out ways, right? We can all brainstorm and say, okay, let's see. How many employees do we have? Can we get people on trucks? Can we train some of our employees to be truck drivers then to go pick up the food? Because there's no point in having employees work the cashier desk if there's going to be no products to sell, right? I mean, think about it. It's just a basic common thought. But instead, everybody thinks because of the big bad outbreak that nobody's there to drive it because everyone's sick. People aren't going to work. People are losing their jobs because plants are closing because people are coughing. It's like, do we want food for people to eat and live, or do we want to worry about the flu? And then we have stories about like Colin Powell, and it's like you just shake your head and you're like, Colin Powell passes. Okay. Colin Powell passes from this 91er, right? Just to reverse it. Okay, Colin Powell passes. Colin Powell's family says he was fully magic potion. And you want a mandate? They can't even get their own stories straight. Oh, man. Insanity. It really, really is. Now, one of the things that's going on the website is this is a great place to post things about this food shortage, what you could do. People are learning who have not prepared for something like this, places that you can get stuff. Some people don't have the money to buy, pounds and pounds of these powdered foods or whatever.
And that's pretty much the point, dealing with that video. But yeah, man, because after the truthers, they go into it, what they do, is to try to come up with a carnal solution, man. But the only solution, all right, is through Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Our help comes from on high. If a brother can post it, Psalms 121. Yep, Psalms 121. Pretty much post a whole chapter, 8 scriptures. Psalms 121, 1 through 8. And we ended there. But yeah, outside of Yahweh Shem Shai, ain't no aid, because this man has everything on lock. Carnal, this man has everything on lock, man. You're not gonna get around this man carnal. You might, get you a loophole here and there, that give you a little advantage for a second or two, but ultimately this man, has cornered the market, as they say. Is your brother occupied till I come? Is Job 13:4? But ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. Yeah, because this thing isn't about, all right, about health and wellness. They come and make all these mandates and restrictions and, this and that, because the reason those ships are out there is because of restrictions, due to the crown. All right, due to the Crown Vic. You see? So here it is, they making all these, restrictions and decrees that's going to just destroy people. All right. But then they tell you it's for health and safety, man. This is it doesn't add up. All right. So let's get this from the brother. Yep, the water brother. This is GMS prayer. I always hope for elect. This Psalms 121 and 1. It says, I will lift up my eyes unto the hill from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai, which made heaven and earth. Yeah, and that's another thing. I know the elders in Dallas was speaking on how Esau can try to, starve you out, but he didn't make food. He didn't make water. He done corrupted it and altered it. But see, he's not the origin of these things. He doesn't have the final say so. That's why the Most High say these things to let us know, like, look, I made the heaven and earth. All right? The hell with this nigga mandate and his weak ass jobs, man. I made the heaven and earth. You're gonna be good. I said you're gonna eat, you're gonna eat. Verse 3 says, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yeah, The scriptures say he's a present help in the time of trouble. You know, which means he's going to be always on deck 24/7. All right. When the elect need him most, man, that's when Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to show up the most, when we need him the most, man. All right. Even the second coming of Yahushua, that's when we're going to need him the most. That's going to be when the nukes shot off. All right. So Yahushua going to pull up when we need him the most, man. You know, this is Psalms 125:5 reading on. It says, the Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand, the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. It said, the Lord shall preserve thee from all evil, bad times. He shall preserve thy soul, the Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore, man. And that's what we rest on, you know, that's our comforter, you know. And what's written. So, you know, pretty much that was the point. And I wanted to, you know, bring that out. You know, I was listening to that, you know, before I got off, you know, thought it'd be good to go into it. So we're seeing, you know, these things happen, you know, and our script says, you know, we shouldn't be ignorant in a small or great matter. So as we see these things happening, all right, we understand, you know, hey, where we at with it, man. You know, at the end of the day, the thing that we can do is be a servant, all right, to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, fulfilling our role, fulfilling our lot, you know, staying on your purpose, man. That's what keeps us shielded. That's what's going to have us exempt, you know, is us staying on our purpose in these times, man. And we know what's pleasing to our power has been made known. So, hey, stay on your purpose, man. Stay locked in, you know, because hey, we there. You see, it's just a gradual build up, you know, but we there, you know. So Lord will, you know, you brothers and you few sisters were edified. You know, once again, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to our younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutation, hopefully. Till next time, let's say Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, DTA, Abab soon. All right, we going home, fam.